You want to learn guitar, start a podcast, get into digital marketing, and maybe learn to code. You have a massive list of disconnected interests, and you are trying to pursue all of them at once. If you can't seem to pick just one path, it isn't because you lack discipline or drive. The constant jumping between projects is the result of a missing strategy for managing those interests. The modern educational and corporate world is built for specialists. School, career tracks, and traditional success stories all reward people who pick a single lane, like medicine or law, and stay in it indefinitely. So you try to conform. You dive hard into something like graphic design for 3 months, but as soon as it feels like a chore, another interest catches your eye, and you abandon the first one to chase a new shiny object. The trap driving this cycle is the modern assumption that every single hobby must eventually be monetized or turned into your full-time identity. Constraining yourself to a specialist's rigid path can lead to a cycle of stalled progress, where your diverse skills never get the chance to mature into a sustainable career. Step 1. Grab a physical piece of paper and a pen. We are going to build your interest triage plan. Put away your phone and close your digital notes for this. Writing this out physically forces clarity. Reject the traditional advice of finding a lifelong niche. Instead, divide your blank piece of paper into 3 distinct vertical columns. Column 1 is your moneymaker. This is the single skill with the highest realistic probability of paying your bills in the next few years. Pick something you are already somewhat good at, that has actual market demand, and that you don't hate doing. Column 2 is the soul stuff. These are activities you do purely because they keep you sane and bring you joy, like hiking or painting. There is a strict rule here. You are banned from attempting to turn these into side hustles. Column 3 is the curiosity shelf. This is a holding zone for all those random, unexplored interests you want to try someday. Putting them here signifies not right now, rather than never. By physically separating your practical survival skills from your soul-nourishing hobbies, you neutralize the anxiety of missing out. You also protect your true passions from the pressures of monetization. Now we have to allocate your time. The primary error people with multiple interests make is trying to divide their time equally across everything on their list in a 50-50 split. Giving everything equal attention prevents gaining momentum. Instead, use the 80% rule. Your bucket 1 skill gets 80% of your productive energy. If you have a 2-hour block, dedicate 90 minutes solely to your moneymaker skill. Applying disproportionate, intense focus to a single practical skill generates immediate financial stability. That stability is what will eventually fund and free up time for every other interest on your list. Moving on to bucket 2. Your soul stuff activities must be actively protected from the demands of your main work focus. Open your calendar and block out specific, non-negotiable weekly appointments exclusively for your hobbies. Lock in times like Sunday morning journaling and Wednesday evening painting. Treating these hobbies as scheduled recovery prevents you from burning out. It restores the simple joy of doing an activity just because it feels good, free from any pressure to perform. If you are worried about being locked into this rigid schedule forever, remember that this is only a temporary sprint, not a lifelong commitment. You will eventually revisit and rotate. Once you achieve financial stability with your bucket 1 skill, you buy yourself options. You can then pull a new interest down from the curiosity shelf and swap it into your main focus slot. Treating your career development as a deliberate, sequential rotation rather than a simultaneous, chaotic scramble allows you to develop deep expertise while enjoying variety over the long term. Look down at your completed 1-page triage plan. Acknowledge the immediate clarity you have just created. You can stop feeling guilty about your scattered energy. You now have a clear target for your work and protected downtime for your recovery. Many people you admire for having multiple businesses and skills started the same way. They mastered and monetized just one thing first. Here is your final challenge. Execute this exact strategy for just 1 week. Lower the stakes and just stick to this plan for the next 7 days. Because time and energy are limited, moving from a simultaneous scramble to a strategic sequence is how you give each of your interests the attention they deserve.